Look, let's just dive right in because something absolutely massive just dropped in the Microsoft certification world. And honestly, a lot of people haven't even caught up yet. If you're building a career in tech, this is exactly the explainer you need right now. We are talking about a total seismic shift where Microsoft just retired not one, not two, but 15 different certifications. So today, we're going to unpack exactly why Microsoft killed these 15 certifications, what it actually means for your career, and break down everything they just introduced to replace them. Here's our roadmap for this explainer. 1. The massive Microsoft shakeup. 2. Why the syllabus failed. 3. Enter the A-B series. 4. Upgrades and retirements. And 5. Stop chasing, start directing. All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the massive Microsoft shakeup.
We really need to understand the sheer scale of the disruption sweeping across Azure, Microsoft 365, and the Power Platform right now. 15. That is the number of certifications Microsoft is abruptly retiring. Consider this your ultimate wake-up call. Because if you've been grinding away studying for a Microsoft exam, or if you're leaning heavily on your current credentials to land your next big role, you seriously need to check if your resume is suddenly holding dead tech. This is definitely not just a routine cleanup.
Moving on to Section 2. Why the syllabus failed. So you really have to ask yourself, why rebuild this whole thing from the ground up instead of just patching it? Microsoft could have easily just updated the existing exams, right? Well, simply put, the old legacy syllabus just couldn't keep up anymore. Microsoft is baking AI into almost every single service they offer, which means those older certification structures, they just don't reflect how systems are actually being built in the real world today. The underlying culprit driving this massive restructuring is something called agentic AI. We're talking about highly autonomous artificial intelligence systems here. These aren't systems that just sit quietly in a silo. They are integrated across services, they're fully capable of making decisions, and they can execute really complex business operations. Basic AI integration is literally no longer just an optional add-on. And this shift perfectly illustrates the new paradigm. Think about the old reality. AI used to just be this neat side tool, something totally isolated and used strictly by niche data science specialists. But the new reality? AI is now a core part of business operations, integrated absolutely everywhere. You can't just isolate AI into a tiny box anymore. It is the fundamental building block of the modern business stack. Which brings us to Section 3, enter the A-B series. What companies are desperately searching for right now is a very specific mix and match of 5 core domains: business processes, AI systems, permissions and security, privacy, and cloud infrastructure. Because AI is now at the core of everything, the industry needs pros who understand that whole interconnected ecosystem. Microsoft's new A-B series is perfectly designed to target this exact combination of skills. Microsoft just rolled out 4 brand new foundational certifications to meet this need. Starting out, you've got AB 900 for Copilot Administration Fundamentals. Moving up to the associate tier, there's the AI Business Professional and the AI Transformation Leader. These are absolutely perfect for folks who are leveraging and managing AI tools, but don't necessarily need to code customized solutions themselves. And finally, sitting at the absolute peak is the expert-level Agentic AI Business Solutions Architect, which, by the way, does require a prerequisite associate-level Azure AI certification. All right, let's get into Section 4, upgrades and retirements. For the core certifications, the era of standalone Azure platforms is basically over. Everything is converging. The classic AI 900 and AI 102 tracks are upgrading directly into the new 901 and 103 to focus entirely on Microsoft Foundry, which is their new all-in-one AI development ecosystem. And for the data scientists out there, you are shifting completely away from general data platforms, moving straight into automating with machine learning workflows in the new ML300. Over in the developer space, standard cloud app development is effectively dead. It's all about agentic AI development now with the AI 200. And on the security side, we're seeing a massive pivot. Your security measures and data privacy frameworks absolutely must target AI-driven threats and AI data posture management now, which is exactly what the new SC500 and SC401 are built to cover. And if you live and breathe Dynamics or the Power Platform, your world literally changed overnight. Regular app development is evolving completely into AI applications development. Traditional data analysis, that's all rolling into AI-enabled Microsoft Fabric, their unified analytics solution. Even the old fundamentals across the board are being entirely consolidated under the new AB 900 umbrella. But guys, here is a very stark warning. Not every cert gets a nice, clean replacement. If you've been studying for the PL500 for Power Automate RPA development, or the MB335 for Dynamics 365 supply chain management, those pathways are totally dead. They are retiring with zero direct replacement announced. If you are on one of these tracks, you need to stop and pivot your strategy immediately.
But hey, out of the dust of this shakeup, entirely new pathways are emerging, mostly because AI requires totally new data architectures and fresh cybersecurity paradigms. This has created really exciting new roles like the DP800 SQL AI developer, where you're deploying AI-enabled database solutions across Fabric, and the SC730 cybersecurity business professional, which is dedicated purely to reducing an organization's AI exposure and securing its adoption.
Finally, Section 5. Stop chasing, start directing.
Okay, we've thrown a massive amount of data at you, and now that you have all the facts, it's time for some actionable career strategy. The most crucial takeaway is this. Job requirements today usually mix and match focus areas from what used to be totally separate roles. So you should be bunching complementary certifications together to create a custom stack that perfectly fits the job you want. Don't just randomly chase and collect the newest badges. Build a holistic career direction that covers as many modern business requirements as possible.
I want to leave you with a direct quote from our source material today because it so perfectly validates the time you just spent hanging out with us for this explainer. Because right now, the people who understand this shift early are the ones who get ahead fastest. And congratulations, you are now officially ahead of the curve.
So the legacy syllabus is history. Agentic AI is the new core. You've got the blueprint for the new A-series and the direct upgrade paths right in front of you. Honestly, the only question left to ask yourself is, are your skills ready for the shift? Take all this information, completely reevaluate your certification roadmap, and start directing your future today.